I lost my leg 10 years ago in a car accident, and so I basically had two options. It was either feel sorry for myself or move on with my life, and I chose the latter. You know, amputation affects the entire family, and my dad had a really hard time with it, and as did my mom, you know, and she was a really good caregiver, and she took care of me and stuff, but you know, it was just hard for them to look at me and not almost feel guilty for some reason or another. You know, a parent always feels guilty for anything that happens to their child, so they too had to adjust like myself. Too.
Yeah, and I hope everything goes okay, Josh.
Yeah, this is like really weird because
they're worried?
Yeah, well the thing about it is that they did a really good clean job, but look at how swollen that is.
Oh, God, yeah.
It's not supposed to, and it's really tender.
And if it's changed,
and yeah, and
then that's something to be alarmed about.
I have healthcare issues because my original insurance wouldn't pay for my prosthetic leg, so now I have to be off of it for the next 3 weeks, and had stitches removed, and now I just got to go back to the hospital for follow-up. And, you know, it's just a little minor bump in the road.
So it was about 2 to 3 months, and the process went from being in a wheelchair and then moving into crutches, and then from crutches to getting a prosthetic, and then from crutches to a cane, and then to walking the way I am now. And it wasn't until about another year thereafter when I started to engage in like riding a bike and surfing again, and really building up my confidence level.
I forgot what it's like to be on crutches. You know, when I have a prosthetic leg, I get up in the morning, go to the gym, work, go play volleyball, and now my life has come to a minor standstill. So it's kind of frustrating.
You know, amputation, or I should speak for baloney amputations, it's 80% mind, 20% disability. So if I tell myself I can't do something, then I'm not going to be able to do it. If I tell myself, hey, why don't you try to aim higher, then I will be able to aim higher. Skiing was a lot like learning how to walk again. You're gonna fall, but you have to dust yourself off and pick yourself back up and continue moving forward. I just started karate in New York right before I moved to DC to work for the ACA, so I'm still a white belt. This one?
Yeah.
That's my grandmother, actually. She recently passed, and this was actually on a volunteer night here at the ACA. Amputee Coalition of America, this is Jeremiah.
He went out of his way to call me as soon as he found out the position was open and sell himself and tell me why he was the perfect candidate for this position. And he was right, he was.
Nobody prepares an amputee for the sockets, the fittings, the insurance, the learning how to walk again, body image issues, becoming active again, going back into the workforce, dating, relationships. There's a lot of different components. So what helped me was finally getting connected with a support group, and then of course going to therapy was a really big help. The Vets Administration, or Walter Reed, is kind of at the forefront in technology, and manufacturers are really kind of pushing the envelope as veterans are coming back and returning from the war without limbs. The government has allocated a lot of funds and have really helped enable them to return to active duty and return to quote normal life. What we're seeing in the civilian population is the disparity in healthcare. I had an insurance company that I was paying into, and there was an imposed cap of $2,500 on my insurance policy per year. A prosthetic leg for a below-knee amputee like myself costs anywhere from $5,000 to $30,000. So as you can see, the care is just not there. That's really discouraging because everybody should have the same care regardless of you fought in a war or you're congenital or you're diabetic. So that's the number one issue right now.